Leave a woman who says these 5 things immediately. Some women will say things that should alarm you immediately. Not all women deserve your time, energy, or respect. The issue: most men ignore the warning signs, thinking they can change her, reason with her, or prove themselves. But let me explain. When a woman says certain things, she reveals her mindset, expectations, and most importantly, whether she respects you or uses you. You must realize that women speak differently than men. In words, attitudes, and expectations, women reveal their true intentions more subtly than men. If you can't listen, you'll be trapped in relationships that drain, manipulate, and break you as a man. That's why today's topic matters. Certain statements a woman makes should make you leave. Immediately. Without hesitation. No retries. Because these phrases are more than words. They warn. They indicate a mindset that can cause frustration, weakness, and regret. Let's be clear. Hating women is not the point. Knowing when to defend yourself as a man. About self-respect. Too many men have wasted years trying to please a woman who never respected them. They've given up, lost confidence, and doubted themselves. Just because they ignored early warning signs. That ends today. This video will explain 5 things a woman may say that should make you turn around and leave. Without looking back. Some may surprise. Some may challenge your education. However, every one of them is a red flag you cannot ignore. Stay with me if you're tired of wasting time on unappreciative women and ready to recognize the signs before it's too late. Because what I'm about to share could save you months or years of frustration. Let's begin.
First, I've created a community where I explain everything, step by step.
No nonsense. Practical advice will boost your confidence and help you make deeper connections. The best part? Only the first 20 members will receive a discount. Do not hesitate. Click the description link to reserve your spot. Share this with someone who could use it. 1. No need for a man. When a woman says, "I don't need a man," listen. Not just a statement, but a mindset. This mindset will make any relationship with her a struggle. She views men as optional, not valuable. This is dangerous for men who want respect, appreciation, and partnership. There's nothing wrong with women being independent. A high-value man wants an independent woman. However, an independent woman is very different from one who promotes the idea that men are useless. A woman who respects and values men won't brag about not needing one. Women who say this often have something to prove to themselves, society, or you. Perhaps she's been hurt and created this belief to protect herself. She may be influenced by modern culture that encourages women to ignore men. Whatever, you must understand this. Women who don't need men won't respect them. Without respect, the relationship dies before it begins. What does this look like in real life? A man dates a woman who proudly says, "I don't need a man to be happy." At first, he ignores it. Over time, he notices the little things. She never values his input. She challenges his decisions to show she doesn't depend on him. She rejects his leadership, ignores his efforts, and reminds him that she doesn't need him. Finally, he realizes he's single. He's competing. He's trying to impress a woman who thinks men are worthless. A losing game. Here's reality. A woman who thinks men are unnecessary will never appreciate their contributions. She'll always have one foot out the door, thinking she can do everything. However, a man of substance should never waste time proving his worth to a woman who doesn't see it. Walk away. A woman who values men will show. with words and deeds, too. X was toxic. If a woman says her ex was toxic, you may feel sorry for her or become the good guy to help her. Before that, step back. That statement may not mean what you think. Naturally, some men are toxic. Bad relationships, experiences, and victims exist. When a woman blames her ex for everything that went wrong without mentioning her role, you should be wary. A woman who doesn't own her past will likely repeat toxic relationships in the future. Think about it. What about her if all her ex-mates were narcissists, manipulators, or abusers? She's either choosing bad men, which is bad judgment, or rewriting history to avoid accountability. What happens if you have problems if she never admits fault in her past relationships? She'll label you the next toxic guy and act victimized. Let's illustrate with a real example. A man dates a woman who constantly criticizes her ex. First, he sympathizes. He even assures her he's different. He notices something odd over time. When they argue, she never takes responsibility. She lies to appear innocent if he points out her mistakes. Worse, she uses her ex to justify her bad behavior. If he sets a boundary, she says, "My ex was controlling too." She says you sound like him if he insults her. He walks on eggshells, afraid of being the next toxic man in her life before he realizes it. This happens when a woman denies her mistakes. She portrays the victim in every new relationship. If she's always the victim, you're always the villain. High-value women admit both sides of a failed relationship. She'll say, "I learned from my ex's failure." That woman matures, takes responsibility, and avoids mistakes. But a woman who only blames her ex is waiting for another man to blame. Leave before you become her next story. 3. Want a man who can handle me. Have you heard women say, "I need a man who can handle me"? She may seem to be challenging you to prove you're strong enough to be with her. However, this is not a compliment. A woman who says this doesn't want a strong, confident man. She wants someone to put up with her bad behavior without holding her accountable. Not an invitation, but a warning. She warns you she'll cause trouble. Instead of improving herself, she expects you to change. Why should men ever handle women? Relationships shouldn't be obstacle courses where you prove your strength by enduring unnecessary drama. Men with high values don't treat women. He leads, builds, and brings peace. However, a woman saying this implies that peace is her last offering. Problem: this mindset turns relationships into power struggles instead of partnerships. Instead of mutual respect, it becomes a test of how much nonsense you can handle. It's dangerous here. You'll lose her respect the more you tolerate. She'll push, test, and cause conflict to see if you're strong. She'll think you're weak for not setting limits. Allow me to reverse the script. Imagine a man saying, "I need a woman who can handle me." How would that sound? A walking red flag, it would sound. A difficult, troubled, and unchanging man. No woman would like that. Some women say it, but then expect men to prove themselves by enduring unacceptable behavior. Women who respect men don't need handling. She sees relationships as a chance to trust, cooperate, and work together. She doesn't cause trouble to keep you. She values peace like you. The truth is, a woman who says she needs a man who can handle her means she wants to be difficult and expects you to put up with it. Not relationship. It's emotional labor. No man worth his salt should waste time proving himself to a woman who sees him as a challenge, not a partner. Walk away. Woman worth your time won't need handling. She'll respect and appreciate you without fighting. 4. Thinking that makes you insecure. Some women use a tactic to avoid accountability, shaming you into silence. Their favorite phrase for this? You're insecure for thinking that. If she attacks your confidence after you question, set a boundary, or express a concern, pay attention. It's not a random comment. It's manipulation to make you doubt yourself instead of solving the problem. High-value men know standards aren't insecurity. Desiring respect isn't insecure. Being uncomfortable about certain behaviors isn't insecurity. Quite the opposite. It shows self-respect and knowing your worth. When a woman doesn't want to be called out, she'll make you the issue. Think about it. You raise a concern, and she blames you without listening. Now you're defending yourself, saying you're not insecure instead of discussing the issue. That's planned. She has no obligation to answer once she makes you question yourself. Worst part? Many men fall for it. Maybe she's right, they think. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I shouldn't speak. Suddenly, their relationship voice is silenced. For fear of being labeled insecure, they stop expressing themselves, setting boundaries, and walking on eggshells. Just to clarify, her confidence is lacking. Women who respect you won't ignore your feelings. When you speak, she won't shut you down. Instead, she'll listen, participate, and resolve issues like an adult. But when a woman says, "You're insecure to avoid accountability," you need to understand. She's avoiding real conversation. This isn't about oversensitivity or overthinking. Recognizing manipulation is key. A high-value man won't be gaslit into doubting himself. He is strong, communicates clearly, and doesn't let emotions weaken him. You must recognize the pattern. She makes you question yourself the moment you raise an issue. She turns it on you without explaining her actions or considering your perspective. This is emotional war. She wins without changing if she can make you doubt your feelings. Understand if a woman keeps calling you insecure to dismiss your concerns. She disrespects you and won't answer questions. Not a woman to build with. Walk away from that woman. 5 other men want me. A woman who says, "Other men want me," means it. She tests you. She's curious about your reaction. Will you envy? Will you compete for her attention? Will you stay calm and show her you don't seek approval? A woman who respects you won't tell you other men like her. She knows her worth and doesn't use it to control you. Women throw this line in your face for one of 2 reasons. 1. She's seeking approval. She wants everyone to want her, not just you. She craves male attention and reassurance that she's wanted. This woman needs external validation more than real connection, so she will never be satisfied with one man. 2. She tests your response. She wants to instill insecurity. She wins if you act jealous or try to outdo other men. She knows she controls your emotions. An important man never does this. A woman who respects you won't make you disposable. She won't let other men pressure you to get her attention. This is a major red flag if she does. Out with a woman, it's good. Conversation and chemistry are evident. She suddenly says, "I get hit on all the time. Guys always want to date me." Low-value men may take the bait. He may ask, "Who's hitting on you?" Or worse, "I'm sure I'm better." She has him wrapped around her finger as he competes for her approval. A high-value man doesn't react. He may smile and say, "Nice." If he wants to say something, he'll say, "Good for them." See if they can follow. He clarifies. Neither intimidated nor competitive. Women play these games to show they value attention over loyalty. A woman who values attention over you is not someone you want in your life. A woman who loves and respects you won't make you feel optional. She'll prioritize you. Walk away. Let other men have her. A valuable man doesn't compete. He decides. 6. Actual men do this. If a woman says real men do this, ask yourself, who defines a real man? Because this phrase rarely refers to true masculinity. She uses shame to get you to comply. When a woman tells a man what to do, she's pushing her agenda. She's trying to force you to compromise your standards, boundaries, and sometimes self-respect to prove you're man enough. This is the truth. Real men don't obey others who don't understand masculinity. This is where many men fail. Too many guys believe this nonsense because they've been taught that their worth depends on how well they please women. Some men bend over backward, jump through hoops, and compromise their values to avoid being called a woman. Wake up. If she has to tell you to be manly, she doesn't respect you. A high-value man doesn't need women to prove his masculinity. He doesn't let emotions control him and stays true to himself. Let's clarify. Nobody truly uplifts men with this phrase. You won't hear women say, real men focus on their purpose or take care of their mental and emotional health. It always benefits her. As always, real men pay for everything or tolerate strong women. In other words, do what I want or you're no man. Worst part? Some guys fall for it. Overcompensating, they think they'll gain her respect by proving themselves. The man who seeks approval isn't respected. The man who sets the tone and resists guilt trips gets it. So here's truth. Being a real man doesn't mean satisfying women. It's all about authenticity, strength, and independence. Real men don't submit to manipulation. He stands by his decisions and doesn't need permission to be masculine. Next time a woman tells you what a real man should do, don't argue or defend, just leave. Because you've lost when you justify your masculinity to her. 7. Please do this, or I'll find someone else. When a woman says, if you don't do this, I'll find someone who will, she's serious. She reveals her entire outlook. Absolute manipulation and entitlement. Her ideal relationship isn't mutual respect. She wants to trade. If you don't comply, she'll discard you. Here's where many men go wrong. Instead of seeing this as a huge red flag, they panic. They bend over backward to please her. Why would you keep a woman who sees you as replaceable? Extremely valuable men never submit to ultimatums. Your response to this phrase will determine your relationship. She knows she can get her way by threatening to leave if you give in. And guess what? It'll continue. Just a little request today. Something bigger tomorrow. She takes over the relationship before you realize it. A woman who respects you won't threaten to get her way. She'll express her needs and talk like an adult. Women who give ultimatums are playing power games. She's trying to make you chase. If so, you'll prove her right. This is where most men should wake up. Too many men think in scarcity. They think she'll leave if I don't give her what she wants, leaving me alone. However, this is reality. If a woman threatens to leave over trivial matters, let her go. Her interest in you was never genuine. A woman who respects you won't act this way. Please be honest. Can you build a strong relationship with an ultimatum-throwing woman? If she quickly says, I'll find someone else, she's considering other options. Unloyal to you. She follows your offerings. If a woman uses this line to control you, don't argue, don't plead, and don't compromise your values. Just look at her, nod, and say go. See how quickly the dynamic changes. Because a man who leaves is uncontrollable. A woman who respects you won't test, manipulate, or make you prove yourself. If she does, she's shown you she doesn't consider you a man. She wants to control you. You lose the moment to allow it. Many men don't realize this. Don't suffer this. A woman challenges you to break when she uses these phrases. Too many men believe they must comply to maintain peace. Knowing your worth and leaving those who don't respect it brings peace. Truthfully, she'll replace you if she tests you. If she wants to replace you, she never valued you. Do not argue. Do not bargain. Walk away. The ultimate power move. I want your response now. Have you dealt with a woman who played these tricks? Comment below. I'll investigate and respond. Discuss honestly. Join my Podia community to explore these ideas. Link in description. It offers powerful advice to master masculinity in today's dating world. Focus, stay strong, and defend your power. Thanks for watching. See you next time.